What's happening, everybody? I'm Allie Burns from Picks Parlays, and we've got another MLB Total Chaos. It's going down. Oh gosh, I've got my date all wrong there. Friday, June the 3rd is when this one is happening. That was clearly last week's June 3rd. Boom. Friday, June the 3rd, we've got 5 baseball games that we're going to go through and give you these 2 experts' play on if they're going over or under the total. Before we get going, let's all like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. And let's not forget about our new promo being offered by Caesar Sportsbook. It's up to $1,500 in first bet insurance. That's for all new accounts. Just find the link in the description of the video or use the promo code morning15. All right, let's get this party started. I've got Nick Parsons from the Insiders Room. I've got AM Plus Money also from the Insiders Room. You guys ready to get going?
Yep, Insiders Room night. Let's do it.
Yes, I love a good Insiders Room night. Nick, your record's 43, 37, and 4. Amedeus, you are 2 and 3. So, Nick, you're going first, and we're starting with the Astros at the Royals. It's an 8.5. What do you got for me here?
Well, it's Jose Urquidy getting the call for the Astros. He's 4 and 2 with a 4.80 ERA. And the Royals go with Brady Singer. He's 2 and 0 with a 2.49 ERA. He has a really decent 26 to 4 strikeout to walk ratio. Houston has the best collective ERA in the majors. So number 1 in the majors, allowing just a 2.84 ERA. And it only averages 4.04 runs per game. That's 22nd. Now the Royals, they allow a 5.09 collective ERA, which obviously that's not great, but they average only 3.71 runs per game. So I think that these 2 starters will, take center stage. So I'm going under in this one.
Under we go. Okay. Am, what are you thinking here?
So I'm going to be on the under 2 for this one. This is a game that Urquidy scares me a bit in, but he's been pretty good this year. He's had 2 bad starts in his last 3, but he'll probably bounce back in this. Neither of these teams have really been hitting the ball that well, the Royals especially, and I think Singer on the mound will keep the Astros a little bit at bay with their lineup. So I don't see either team scoring a lot. And this is one where the Astros have been 36 and 12 to the under this year. They're just trending heavily that way. So I like the under in this game.
All right. I'm going to keep you rolling, AM. It's Padres at the Brewers, the number 7. We got Musgrove and Burns on the bump. What do you think?
Yeah, so I'm going to be on the under in this one, too. This is one where 2 good pitchers this year, Musgrove and Burns, they both have ERAs less than 2, so been pitching very well this year. Now, Musgrove's worst start this year literally was 2 earned runs that he was charged with in that game, so he's just been pitching very well. Now, Burns has had some bad starts, but not that many of them. His worst was 4 earned runs allowed in a single game, so both of these guys are pitching really great right now. And honestly, the Padres offense to me is very up and down. Some days they can score, other days they can't. Same with Milwaukee. So I think with this pitching matchup, it's a good game for the under.
All right. What do you think about it, Nick Parsons?
Well, when the experts do agree, you always say that those are our strongest picks, and they tend to be. And yeah, I'm with AM on this one as well. And really, he brought up all of the points that I was going to bring up here. Yeah, Musgrove, he's 5 and 0 with a 1.86 ERA. He has a 58 to 11 strikeout to walk ratio. Burns, yeah, he has a 1.95 ERA, but more importantly, he has a minuscule 0.82 WHIP. So I mean, this is a really low total, but I think probably not low enough. AM also touched on San Diego's inconsistencies at the plate. I mean, when you combine all these factors, you guys, we're going under.
All right. Let's keep going with the Braves and the Rockies. We've got 11 with Fried and Cole. Nick Parsons, you're up.
Well, Coors Field, obviously a hitter's park. I mean, this park is a great equalizer for pitching. It can humble even the best pitcher. But that said, when looking at the recent form of the Braves, Max Fried, and the Rockies, Chad Cole, I think that this total is just a little bit too high, 11 here. Fried, he's 5 and 2 with a 3.10 ERA. He has a 57 to 11 strikeout to walk ratio. Cole, has a 3.56 ERA and a decent 38 to 18 strikeout to walk ratio. I think these 2 guys can go deep. I'm going under.
AM, what do you think about it?
So once again, I'm with Nick on this one. I like the under in this game. The 2 pitchers, Fried and Cool, they've been really good this year. Not not great, but they've definitely been pitching. Fried has started off a little bad, but he's been pitching a lot better lately. Now, Cool, he's had a few bad starts in Coors Field, but that's what to expect. That's why the total's so high in this game. And I agree with Nick. I think 11 is just a little bit too high, and that's a good number that I think you can take this under. Fried will probably keep the Rockies offense from scoring too much, and Cool will likely have a good game. He's been pitching well in most of his games so far, so I like the under here.
All right. What do you think about the Red Sox and the Athletics? It's 7 with Eovaldi and Caprillion.
So I'm going to be the first to buck the trend here. I'm on the over in this one. I think Eovaldi's been all right this year. He hasn't been great. He hasn't been awful either, but he's had a few slip-ups in his games, and there's been some really bad ones. He's allowed runs in all 5 straight of his last starts, he's allowed runs in his last 5 straight starts. So definitely not pitching great. He hasn't had a clean sheet in any of those games. Now, Caprillion, on the other hand, he's got an ERA close to 6. He hasn't been pitching well at all this season, and the Red Sox have been heating up a bit with their bats lately. So I know Oakland hasn't been playing very well, but they're at home here. They'll probably get runs. They'll probably score runs off of Eovaldi, and I expect the Red Sox to score lots of runs on Caprillion here.
Yeah, they are at home, and they're staying at home. That's the thing. They didn't move. They're still there, which I always like that when I'm betting on a home team, or when I'm looking at a home team. All right, Nick, what do you think? Over or under the 7?
Well, the only reason you were able to buck the trend first was because you got to go first, but I'm on the over on this one as well. I mean, the Red Sox, they average 4.75 runs per game. That's 4th overall in the majors. Caprillion, as AM just touched on there, 0-2 with a 5.93 ERA. Yeah, Eovaldi, he's 1-2 with a 3.91 ERA and 8 career starts versus the A's, but I think Oakland can get a couple runs off him here. And so, yeah, I'm very similar read to AM once again here. I think this total is just a little bit too low, going over.
All right. Last one for the round. Mets, Dodgers, 8.5. We've got Chris Bassit and Anderson, the lefty, on the mound. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, this was a bit of a tricky total, I think. I mean, both of these teams can score runs. Up until recently, the Mets have been an absolute over machine for sure. And so, yeah, I think this total is tricky. But I'm looking at these two starting pitchers and looking at their recent form, and that makes me want to go to the under here. Bassit, he's 4-2 with a 3.66 ERA. He has a 60-19 strikeout to walk ratio. Anderson, he's 6-0 with a 2.08 ERA for the Mets. He has a 48-6 strikeout to walk ratio. And so I'm expecting a battle from these two guys deep, and I'm going under.
Yeah, these two teams, they're in a big competition with each other right now. So for number 1 in their division, AM, what do you think? Over or under?
Well, whatever Nick ate tonight, I clearly had the same thing because I'm on the under in this one as well. Chris Bassit, I think, has been pitching well this year. He's had a few bad starts, but he's bounced back for the next couple after that, after all of those bad starts. So I think he's been pretty solid this year. The Dodgers haven't been good lately. They really haven't been the Dodgers. They just got swept by the Pirates. I know they scored a bit of runs in that one, but they just haven't been the same team that they're supposed to be. The Mets, on the other hand, they've been playing great, but I've seen their offense go dry on nights, and Anderson is 6-0 with a 2.9 ERA this year. He has been absolutely lights out. He had one bad game where he allowed 7 earned runs, but all of the other games he's pitched in hasn't allowed more than 2 runs. I like the under here.
All right, so we do agree, but now
we need a tiebreaker
game. So I'm going to do the recap, and at the end, you guys give me your best bets out of those totals. Yeah, and then that will be our deciding factor. And then Nick, because you're the champ, you're going to give me your best bet first. Okay.
Okay. All right.
But first, we're going to do a quick recap, reminding everyone to like, subscribe, and ring in that bell for notifications, and using that promo code MORNING15 when you're logging into Caesars as a new account to claim your $1,500 in first bet risk-free bet insurance. That's what's up. Nick Parsons over at picksandparlays.net. You've been crushing the leaderboards just like the Insiders Room always does. Tell the people what you guys are up to for the weekend.
Well, we're going to be focusing on baseball. I mean, the playoffs are here, but we're winding down on that. So, hey, why not focus on baseball? We finished 32 winners over the 500 mark last year. We're off to a winning start again this year. It's a daily grind. I mean, every single day we're in the trenches working hard. So come check out the Insiders Room. You can also check us out on our Twitter, and from there you can follow the links to get to our Discord if you want. We have a big community there, and yeah, check that out as well.
Yes. And that's where you can find all of the Insiders Room cappers that you're seeing on every Friday. Exactly. We have our Insiders Room competition. So that's where you can find all of these guys. But if you head over to picksandparlays.net, use the promo code NHL when you're buying the Insiders Room premium plays. That's going to save you 20% off whatever the Insiders Room is putting out. So a little extra value there. Amedeus, AM plus money. I had you on my soccer total chaos. You're doing baseball chaos. How you feeling, friend?
I'm good. I was really enjoy coming on the show as always. I've been doing some stuff with the good old Sean that you linked me with on
Sean
the
Miller
Soccer Chaos.
Show.
Yes, I was on his show earlier today, and I'll be making some appearances next week on Monday and Thursday. So yeah, looking definitely to get out into more videos, and you should be seeing my face a lot more.
Beautiful. And that's Sean Miller's Soccer Show. It's at 4 p.m. Eastern. It's right here on the Max Wagers Network. And you can find AM there as well. He's a really, really sharp soccer capper. So let's get this party started with the recap. Astros and Royals, the 8.5. Remember when they agree, those are the money makers on the show, and they agreed on all 5. Okay, so we're taking the Astros under. We're taking the Padres under. The Braves and the Rockies also under. Here's where it's going to get tricky. The Red Sox are going to go over, but the Mets and the Dodgers were back on the under. So don't worry. We just veered course for a second there. Okay, so Nick Parsons, what is your best bet out of those 5 totals? What do you think's the casher?
I'm going to say the Oakland over.
Okay, so the Athletics, that's the Red Sox, right?
Yeah,
Red
that's the one over. Yeah.
Over 7.
Yeah.
Okay. And then AM, what's your best bet?
And that one happened to be it, but that's okay because we're going to go to the second best. Nick is the champ, and he gets the priority. So I'm going to take the under in the San Diego, Milwaukee as my best bet.
Padres under. What was that number again? It's not on my thing.
Oh,
wait, hold on.
I think it's 7.
7. Okay. So we got an over 7 and an under 7 as our 2 best bets on the show. Thank you guys so much for joining me. It's a blast as always. Don't forget to follow the Insiders Room on Twitter. I thought I made one of these that had your little thing in it too.
But yeah, it's at the Insiders Room. That's it.
There it is right there. Join the Insiders Room Discord at the Insiders Room. There we go. Very important. Lots of great stuff over there. Thank you guys for joining me, and as always, and may the best capper win. Good luck,
Thanks,
guys.
Ellie.